if you get on that obsessive loop where you keep going and going, the obsessive merry-go-round, then this video is going to be for you. Now, first and foremost, if you find yourself really doing this on a regular basis and it's becoming problematic to your day-to-day life, definitely want to talk to your doctor about getting an OCD screening. OCD is not just compulsions where you're like, oh, before I plug in my phone, I got to pull it a certain amount of times, or I got to touch my arm in case something bad happens. That's compulsion. That's different than obsessive thinking. Obsessive thinking is where you get on a thought and you just keep going and going and going. And you play it out, you play it out, you play it out. Not an overthinking, right? Overthinking is kind of standard for anybody. Oh, I wonder how I'll do on that test. Oh, I hope I get that job. Like, those are just typical thoughts. It's when you keep replaying old scenarios, keep replaying future things. But I mean, and you're on this loop, you're losing sleep over it, you're having a hard time functioning in your day-to-day life, then you want to talk to somebody about it. But I want to tell you about a pattern interrupter. It works great. It's going to sound so simple. You're going to be like, oh my God, why is that so simple? That doesn't sound like it should be that simple. It is. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to say it once and then all of a sudden it's just going to disappear. You may have to say it more than one time, but the whole idea, so when you get on that loop, right, and you're going and you're going and you're going, you have to interrupt it. It's called a pattern interrupter. And an easy thing to say is, I'm not thinking about that right now. Literally, I am not thinking about that right now. Again, is your brain just going to go, got it? It does. It like interrupts it, right? It's like a little hiccup. And so if you have to say that again, that's fine, but don't say it with the idea of getting out of it. Just be like, I'm not thinking about that right now. That's where the 5 journals come into play. That's where getting up, going outside, it's a distractor, but it's a pattern interrupter. And it's one that is used a lot, right? I'm not thinking about that right now. And it so helps. It actually can even help when you're going to sleep at night. And a beautiful thing at sleep is you can put it on a leaf going down the creek. You can put it in a rail car on a train going by you. And it's like, what I'm saying is you can put it on there is like a thought. Just set it there. Just watch it kind of go by. Doesn't mean that it's never going to come back, but it just helps you interrupt that brain, right? That sort of that brain. It's because it's almost like, it's going to make me sound really old, but we had these 12-inch vinyls. Like if you're a DJ, of course, now everything's automatic, but they would have the 12-inch vinyls. And if you would play the record, if the needle, say in a typical house, if the needle would like get caught in a groove, it would go, and that's kind of what goes on with your brain as you're on this loop. So it's about sort of like hitting the table, because that's how you'd happen. You just kind of hit the table a little bit, let it go over there. That's essentially what you're doing to your brain. Okay. So the pattern interrupter, it also helps you stay in a present space, because when you're on that obsessive loop, you're obsessing about things that happened in the past or could happen in the future, but not happening right now. And it's very, very important that you stay present. So in order to do that, you want to do simple things like pattern interrupters. And again, if you find it problematic, not a typical, like maybe you're overthinking it. Maybe you're like, God, what do I want for dinner? Oh, I could have this, or I could have this. Oh my God, I don't know. Oh, what am I going to do with that test? I hope I do good at the job. Like normal. What is concerning and could warrant a visit to the doctor is constantly thinking about the same thing, constantly replaying it, constantly overthinking it, but not just an overthinking. It's an obsession. You're playing out the storylines. You're trying to figure out the why. You're worried about what you can and cannot prevent, but on to the point to where it is a detriment to your day-to-day life. And again, if that's the case, I would encourage you to go to the doctor, ask them for an OCD screening. Do not do this on your own. Do not go to Dr. Google and figure it out. Now, there are some good, sort of resources on like Psychology Today, WebMD, where you can take sort of an assessment, right? You're going to ask you questions. It's not going to tell you what you have. It'll say like, oh, you're at a higher risk for this. Make sure you take this to your doctor. You're welcome to do that. You don't have to, because the doctor is going to do a similar screening, but you don't have to deal with it all the time. There's actually great medication out there. Do not be afraid to take medication. Medication is a beautiful, beautiful thing, especially when it comes to OCD. So consider that, because you may be going through a lot of stuff that you really don't have to put yourself through.